right, let's get started, everybody. Welcome, everybody, to the final show of Dice Tower. Thank you very much for giving up your valuable gaming time to come here for this 3-hour presentation. Why are you laughing?
He's dead serious, guys. Yeah.
I had someone flick the card today and pitch card one time, and then they left. I was like, well, at least they started there. Hey, anyway, I'm Tom Vassell. Welcome to the show.
Hi, I'm SungWon Cho. I'm a voice actor, and I'm one of the guests here at Dice Tower East. Thank you for having me.
Hey, everybody, I'm Z Garcia. Thank you for coming out.
Alrighty, well, SungWon has a much larger channel than ours, and has talked about games many times in the past. And also, you do a lot of voiceover work on a lot of different things, but mostly.
Yeah, like Delicious in Dungeon is a pretty popular show. Like God of War Ragnarok is a video game that exists. Borderlands 3, a great game.
Who are you in Borderlands 3?
Flack.
Ah.
Oh, you didn't know that?
I'm playing the game.
Oh, okay.
But
Who'd you pick? Not Flack.
The guy with the pet.
That's Flack. You've been playing as me the whole time. Yeah. Yeah.
I did not know this. All right. Well,
We're off to a great start.
All right. But he also likes board games, and he came up with the idea for today's list. The top 10 games we'll still be playing in 10 years, which is a tricky one because everyone lies about this, right? Oh, yeah, we'll definitely be playing this in 10 years. And then I go out there into the thing and see what y'all are playing, and the games are mostly from this year, and then some from last year, and a few from the year before. But there are those classics, but how do we know what they are now? Well, we just guess.
Yeah, this one was an interesting one for me because I'm kind of guilty of, I'm very list-oriented, so I'm always like, I want to play ones I haven't played, even like old stuff. And it's funny, I was saying this to you when I first arrived. It's like usually when I say, oh, I've played 2,000 board games, people are like, whoa, but I'm sitting next to these two, and it's like, 2,000 board games? That's cute. Like, how many board games have you both played roughly in your lifetime?
That's a Tom question.
Yeah. You don't keep track?
I do, probably. It's maybe 5,000. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's 4 and change, I want to say.
It's around 9,150.
Wow.
I keep track.
No,
What do you want me to do?
I do too. One day I'm gonna get there.
You'll never catch me.
But yeah, so when you proposed like what would be interesting top 10s, I was like, well, this was kind of. It makes me think of looking at my shelf of which ones I actually will keep for the long haul. So my list is not here to impress anyone. It's just like. These are the ones that I really, really like, even if some of them might have some overlap, I think, in terms of genre. But I won't say too much.
Did you guys prioritize newer games on this list at all?
That had no factor for me.
Okay, me neither. I don't care. If it's already 10 years old, then
Right.
Okay, good.
I guess I was right. You know what I mean?
Good, because many of mine are 10 years plus.
Okay. I'm genuinely very interested.
Is that
on
cheating now to do 10 years plus? Because we already know.
Well,
yeah,
then it's
I like validation, baby.
Yeah, validation is great. Also, that means it's going to be 20 years. Like that's an impressive lifespan for a game.
Of these 10, I've already played 5 here this week.
Ooh, okay. Nice.
Yeah.
While you guys are talking, I'm going to play 2 more.
I've played one of mine.
I've played none of mine.
And here's the thing. I've also played 2 games here that I was like, those should be on the list.
Oh.
Yeah, so the list is already wrong. But hey, that's the Dice Tower.
Okay.
Alrighty, well, to go through the numbers here, of course, we brought in another famous voice actor, Mr. Eric Summers. So let's get started.
That's right. Number 10.
Have you ever gone and you just had to say numbers and that was it?
I've definitely had sessions like that, yeah. Where
That's
it's
literally
like,
the only reason we flew Eric in here.
Just easy paycheck.
that's
right
a sweet
here.
gig, yeah.
It's
Not
nice.
going to complain.
Nice.
Alrighty, my number 10, I'm going to kick it off here with a game that is a classic dice game, and one that already has stood this test of time. This is King of Tokyo.
Okay, yeah.
King of Tokyo is an amazing Yahtzee-style game. You're going to be rolling dice, attacking each other, making victory points. Not if you're playing with Tom. You shouldn't do that.
That is
He
correct.
will just try to kill you. But it's a game
more
that's already...
satisfying that way, yeah.
Yeah, it's fair. It's a game that's just so easy to get to the table. It's got that core mechanism of a game that's already a proven mechanism, and then you throw on top of that theme. That theme is hard to argue with. The monsters, the silliness, the sort of tongue-in-cheek humor that a lot of those cards have. And it just kind of hits with, a great number of people. This is one I can play with gamers here late at night after we're all tired and we can just sort of, toss some dice. Or I can play with family. I've played with my nephew, for goodness sake. You can play with anybody. And various different parts of the game will appeal to different people.
How do you feel about, there's King of New York, or isn't there a dual version too? King of Tokyo Duel?
Yeah.
Do you feel like it...
Both of those are games.
For you, is it just the purity of the original?
I think so.
Yeah.
And then that Dark Edition. Have you guys seen that Dark Edition that came out?
Yeah.
That thing was awesome. I mean, it's glorious.
See, I
But no-
would have agreed with you, but I'm telling you, that game, which name I forget. What's the one? Final Titan? Final Titan, and we just played it in the Summer Spectacular. That kills King of Tokyo for me.
Whoa, is this a new game?
It was on, I guess, GameFound or Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's coming out.
And it's a
normally
Richard
I don't say that
Garfield game
because I
also.
don't, huh?
It's from the same designer, Richard Garfield.
It is, yeah, it is Richard Garfield.
It is very good. We'll see, but
So it's like another Yahtzee style.
No, there's no dice involved. Oh, no, there's a single die, right? Yes, single die.
so it's
That's
for
it.
children. You're saying you roll a single. Got it.
Yes.
Too many dice overwhelmed you. You were like, oh, I don't want to bother. Yeah,
Five dice. Like this.
All
Someone's
these
got to
faces.
simplify this.
Anyway, King of Tokyo for me.
Nice. We're just going down the line?
We are.
Yep.
All right. My number 10, I had to think about which game from this genre to pick, and I picked Secret Hitler for number 10. For me, I really love hit and roll games, and I was debating. I also really like Deception, Murder in Hong Kong a lot.
Ooh, yeah.
And that's
That, you would have got more claps.
yeah. Listen, I know Secret Hitler is it's kind of everyone's it's not going to be the cool pick because there's a Blood on the Clock Tower. There are all these different ones.
They're not here. They're over there. You're fine. You can say whatever you want.
Okay, cool. I mean, I like Blood on the Clock Tower. I think for me, comparing it to something like Resistance is a little too simple. I know that's the whole point of Resistance, but I kind of want something with some more variables, a little more meat on it. But I don't want something like Blood on the Clock Tower where it's like a whole production and you have to do all the, the managing or whatever. I think Secret Hitler, for me, has just enough where it's easy to teach, but for me, I just love to see the hope die in someone's eyes and right in front of me.
Oh yeah,
You know?
baby. Oh yeah.
So for me, that is why I had to put one. And if I'm just being honest with myself, that's the one. But yeah, I don't know. How do you two feel about hit and roll games?
I've kind of really died on them in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Well, there was that sort of crescendo of them, that insane sort of a couple hit,
Right.
and then every company had two of them.
Yeah.
And so it's just saturation, and we're definitely on the downswing with those.
Do you have a favorite if you had to play one?
Deception,
Werewolf.
Murder in Hong Kong.
I mean, it's a great.
Yeah.
Just plain werewolf?
Just playing werewolf. Well, Vassal werewolf, but yes.
Okay. We're not talking one night ultimate. We're talking about classic.
No. Classic
Okay.
werewolf.
Okay.
Traitor. Like the original made in Russia,
Yeah, where you die when you lose.
made with Russian stones.
Interesting. Okay. And what's your number 10?
My number 10 is a game that I like a lot. I just recently, last Tuesday, every Tuesday night when people come over for gaming, we play a lot of bad new games. and I was just done. So I played a bunch of older games, and I played Caverna from Uwe Rosenberg, and I really liked it. And I thought, there's a few things here that I'm not playing this as much as I would like to, but of Uwe Rosenberg's, the one I'm still be playing in 10 years will be Le Havre, because there's nothing really like this game. I want to take 20 fish at a certain point in the game. Every time I play Le Havre, it's like butter, the whole game experience. And while a lot of my other favorite games of this ilk, and I'm talking about, what's the
Like Agricola?
the animal
Caverna?
one?
New York Zoo.
The number one on BG, or number, I forget what it is now. Ark Nova.
Ark Nova. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can tell how much I like that game. Anyway, Ark Nova and games of that ilk, I'm always thinking there might be another one that comes along. Like I really liked Earth, but there might be another one that does that. There's a lot of these games, but nothing has done yet what Le Havre does for me. That simple system of placing out there. I think it's his best game, better than Feast for Odin. I know. Everyone loves that one, but I think this one will stand the test of time for me.
And the artwork is just so beautiful in that game. It just looks so wonderful to look at.
It's a stunner.
Definitely the best part
I didn't
of it.
say the art. I could do a new edition.
Yeah.
Come on, give me that Awakened Realms. Give me my Le Havre. No one was asking for Agricola. Yeah, they were. That's my number 10.
All right.
Number 9.
All righty.
You're going to notice that more people clap for the number than the content.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Oh,
I mean, his
It's
voice is so
ridiculous.
good. Like, it makes sense. Yeah.
My number 9 is a game I've been playing since I was in college, and I still love to play it. It is dead simple. It's been around forever. It's Liar's Dice. Liar's Dice, I will play forever. There's a time and a place, certainly, but when that's right, nothing can touch that. That energy, that sort of bombastic nature, that silliness sometimes. Getting eliminated is funny. Staying into it until the last, two people are having that mano a mano. That's fun. The whole thing needs almost nothing, and yet the game, and I love when a game is able to do this, is happening up here among the people, not on the table so much, and that's just wonderful. I always enjoy that. I'm playing with people. This game reminds me of that.
That's 2 games with player elimination.
Is that right? Yes.
But you're right.
my
I just
goodness.
taught this to my family a couple weeks ago, and it's this old game, right? And they loved it. They're like, we don't like to gamble. I said, just play it and see. They apparently love the lie.
Yeah.
I love Liar's Dice. I love it so much. Do you ever play on Board Game Arena?
No, I haven't yet, anyway.
Okay. I played, I was ranked number 1 in Perudo. Yeah.
I will avoid it in the future.
I think right now, I'm maybe number 10 or 11. But
Wow.
at one point, I was ranked number 1 on the entire website.
That's amazing, yeah.
We should play
Guys, he's
sometime.
bragging. You
All
should
right,
clap
done.
for this
Let's go.
statement here.
Let's go.
okay?
I'm coming.
Give
I'm
him
coming for your crown.
validation.
But I love that game. It's so simple, but man. And also the version on there, have you ever played the version that has like the colorful barrels and the birds and on the dice?
Yes, I haven't played it. I've seen it. It used to be like a Barnes and Noble staple,
Yeah.
right? You guys know what I'm talking about? It's like it's been there forever. You can probably still move some books, and it's back there. Yeah.
Yeah, that version is the one on Board Game Arena because I never really played it before, but I just fell in love with it, and so I had to buy that specific because it became just like such a symbol of like our friend group, like
Yeah.
that specific version. So it's out of print now, the one with the birds. It's gone. So if it's at a Barnes and Noble somewhere, like fossilized or something between shelves, you should grab it. It's,
I think the one available now is this one here with the bright yellow cover there. You know, beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah.
No,
Do it.
beggars can also buy that plate garbage one with the Velcro.
Where's Mike?
What?
Where's Mike DeLisio? Should we? You want to get him now, or you want to get him later? Later, okay. No, I agree with you, Tom. That Velcro cup. Have you seen this?
But I'll tell you,
It comes in a tiny little box. You know you need cups to
Yeah,
play that
right,
game.
right.
Well, instead of cups, they wanted to compact this thing so much.
Yeah.
They give you a sheet of Velcro that you roll into a cup. You put dice in that bad boy, and you shake them. Here's the thing. When you have multiples of these sheets, they're Velcro. They all stick together.
Okay.
So you have like a Velcro brick.
Yeah.
And you got to peel them off one at a time. It's like, waxing something.
But I did
That's-
just play a version that has, I really liked it. I forget the name of it. It was the Spanish one I showed you, where the cups are just tubes.
Oh, yes.
And I really like that because you just
Oh.
look at them like this. You don't have to lift that cup.
Oh,
and the cheater
that's
next to you
cool.
is going,
Okay.
What?
I never thought about that. That's great. But how do you roll it? You just put your hands on the end?
No,
Just
you
roll
throw
them
'em in
in
the top.
there, yeah.
Oh,
just
it's
throw
just like
'em in.
oh, interesting. Okay.
That's very satisfying.
I'll have to check that out. Yeah, that's
All right.
that's a great choice.
That's it for me.
Number 9 for me is Aeon's End.
Wow.
I love a very different step from Secret Hitler to this. Aeon's End for me, the first time I played it, just the fact that you don't, for those who don't know what it is, it's a deck building game, co-op, you fight a boss, a bunch of monsters come out, you have to defeat them, but you don't shuffle your deck. So like when you place cards, you can kind of plan things out, and I was just like so amazed by it. And for me, it's one of those games where I buy all the expansions, and I rarely do that with games. Because for me, oftentimes, if you buy expansions for stuff, it just kind of kills my motivation to play that game.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, like, which one do I use, yada, yada, yada. But something like Aeon's End, I just like randomizing it. So it's like I have all the monsters, or I have all the items, the spells. I have a randomizer app. Just use these, and just that to me is like why I love like roguelike games so much. I don't know if either of you are like big into
Oh, I love them.
roguelikes. Yeah, so that to me, I love deck building. You'll see on this list, it's not super interesting. It's just an honest list. It's not a super interesting list.
As opposed to ours, dishonest list.
I'm going for shock and awe, baby.
Yeah. But Aeon's End, it's a great game. If you like deck builders and haven't played it, I really, really like it a lot.
All right, well, let me make up to Mike here. This is my only Knizia on the list. but
The
he
only
does-
one he'll still be playing in 10 years. The only one.
That actually, well, who knows? Because he does recycle his games a lot. But this one has proven itself to be a classic, and there's no other game like it, and that's Ra. Ra is just straight up. It's straight up a game, that when I say, sometimes if you go to the shelves in the library, I kind of put games next to each other that are similar, and there really isn't anything similar to Ra. Yes, it's an auction game, but unlike any other auction games, normally I'm not a huge fan of them. And it, of course, the new 25th century production doesn't hurt. It's really that amazing. But it kind of resurrected it. I just think it's a game that in 20 years, we're still going to be playing. So that's that. That's my number
I just
9.
played that today.
Ooh.
Wait, you're playing my list now and your
Yeah,
list?
yeah, that's how good I am. Hacked your email.
Fine.
Number 8.
Oh, okay. That's a saucy character.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to hang out with that guy. All right, my number 8 is a 2-player only game of the dungeon crawly variety. There's not that many of those that are only for 2 people, and this one makes what can sometimes be very hard to get to the table very palatable. This is Claustrophobia 1643.
10 years, huh?
Yeah, it's.
Huh.
I love the asymmetric nature of the game. You're playing one side as sort of running the demons, and basically your objective is to stop the other person from doing whatever they're doing. And that side plays very differently than if you are the condemned or whatever they are, the good guys. They're like people that in this setting have been sprung from jail to complete a quest because nobody else is insane enough to go down there in the caverns. So like you're coming out of jail, but you're probably going to die. And I
To be
love
fair,
both
that's
sides.
How every Morrowind, Daggerfall,
That's true.
Skyrim, all those games start
Yeah.
out the same
I was
way.
waking up in jail.
Yeah.
Never quite sure how you got there. What happened? Was it a night of heavy drinking, or did I stab a man?
Or both.
Or
Yeah.
both. So yeah, I do like it quite a bit. I think it's really There's a lot of scenarios in this printing of the game. There's a lot of interest. There's a lot of neat stuff. And the game, once you know it, you can really knock this game out in an hour. For a dungeon crawl with some nice asymmetric play, to play in an hour, that's almost unheard of. It just doesn't happen very much. I never have to check too many rules. It's easy to get into. I love the exploration in it. Any game where I'm sort of revealing tiles and I don't know what the world looks like, immediately I'm kind of role-playing in my head, and that's just fun. So yeah, Claustrophobia, 1643.
So it's monsters versus the hero, right?
Yeah.
Which side do you prefer playing? I know you probably like playing both, but if you had to pick one that you liked more.
The heroes start a little stronger,
Okay.
and as you take wounds, you shut down lines of action. So you start to, the water rises if you're playing the heroes.
Okay, yeah.
The other side, you have a literal endless supply of troglodytes, and so you feel stronger as the game goes on. It's whichever one of those feels you like better. You'll probably like that side better. I probably like the humans better.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So
Yeah.
you like the resisting...
Crawl out of the tunnels kind of thing.
The dinosaur.
That one's out of print now. That was from the original printing. There was a third faction, which was this weird dinosaur-looking monster down there.
Nice.
We don't speak about that.
All right. My number 8 is Dune Imperium.
Wait, which one?
Oh, that's an interesting question. I think it's got to be... Oh, I can't remember the names, but the one with the spies and stuff.
Uprising.
Yeah.
The finished one.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
No,
Wow.
I mean, they're definitely going to phase out the other one. It's going to happen.
I do agree with you in that when I played that version, I was like, this feels more robust. But yeah, it's a deck builder again, but it's also worker placement. I've never read or seen any Dune thing ever. Yeah.
Really?
Never, yeah. I mean, not because I don't want to, I just haven't gotten around
Once
to
they
it.
do the anime, you'll end up voicing it.
Okay, yeah, if that Dune anime happens, hit me up. I think for me, that the gameplay is just so satisfying. I do like worker placement games quite a bit. And for me, the combo is really fun. And then, it just makes me actually more interested in watching Dune. Because I'm like, there's a lot of sandworms in this. There's a lot of, so at some point, I'll have to check
You already
out.
know most of the movie then.
Yeah, pretty much. But I think that's a testament to the game where it's like I have no attachment to this property at all, but I find the game very, very fun. And another one of those games where I've played different versions of it, but it doesn't feel too overwhelming or cumbersome to choose which one I'm going to play. It's like, okay, I can play the one with the spies. I can play the one with the classic one. Any expansions where it's like, it's going to add this weird thing you play once and you'll never play again. Like expansions like that drive me crazy. So, that's my number 8 is Dune Imperium.
All right, I picked Mike's favorite designer for number 9, so I'll switch to Z for number 8. This one I've really come around on. I used to say another game I liked more than this one, but the new edition of this is just banging, and I believe that this will stick around for a while because it mixes Eurogame auctioning with the dudes and monsters on the map, and this is Cyclades.
Oh, okay.
I really think Cyclades, they just released that new edition, which is just phenomenal, but it shows how good this game is and has stood the test of time and will, I think, continue to do so. And I think this will be around in 10 years because no one else makes these kind of games. Where are these mid-weight monster games with Euro mechanisms? They're fun. I don't need a box that, weighs the size of a Buick. I mean, to be fair, the new Cyclades is a little big, right?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But it feels huge for what's in that box. And I like that, but it also feels easy to play. It's fun. It's terrific. I really like it a lot. And I can see myself playing this in 10 years.
Nice.
Okay. I get no comments.
Just when you mentioned minis, another pet peeve of it's like a game where, well, I shouldn't say too much because I'm about to be a hypocrite. But usually games where it's like tons and tons of minis. It's a little much. I say this though, and you're like, "What are you talking about?" When you hear one of the games on my list.
Oh, don't worry. We'll remind you.
Yeah, please.
Number 7.
Oh my gosh, he's so dreamy. My number 7 is another 2-player game. I guess I group this in groups of 2. Okay, 2-player elimination, 2-player games. I wonder what's next. My number 7 is a fully abstract, like perfect information abstract, 2-player game. If they're good, they kind of stand the test of time anyway. And my pick here is Yinsh. Yinsh is one of those black pieces versus white pieces kind of games. And you are attempting to get 5 of your pieces in a row on the board. You do that 3 times, you win. That's it.
Is this one of the 5 you played here?
No.
I taught this here, actually.
Really?
Oh, really? Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about? This 2-player is like a 2-player abstract. It's just, well, it kind of looks like that. It looks exactly like that.
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've played like all Ginch and Zinked and Blinked and all these.
Yeah, Blinked is one of my favorites.
Gerzek and all these.
Yeah,
games.
yeah, that's a good one with the demon.
I do. I think out of all of these, this one is, I think, the one I prefer.
Yeah.
But I think for me, when it's just a pure abstract, sometimes I'm like, I respect it, but I'm not like dying to play it.
Mm-hmm.
But I do agree it's a very clean design. Some of the other ones I think though are a little not messy, but a little too much for what should kind of feel a little cleaner. But I do
Right.
like Inch in that regard because it does feel clean.
Right. And there's
Yeah.
something just sort of timeless about a game like this, right? This could have come out in the 1800s and you'd go, okay, they made a production that looks modern, but maybe they played with stones and, I don't know, rings of bamboo. And I'd be like, all right, sure. I would believe that.
In the
passage-
1800s? They had some tech back then.
What? Like what? Name 3 things that were already invented in the 1800s.
Top 10 tech from 1800.
Number 10.
Number 10.
The wheel. Number 9. The wheelbarrow.
What is happening?
I don't know. All right, that's it. My number 7, my Yinch. Yes.
Number 7 for me is a big step away from Dune Imperium, and it's just one. For me, if I just have to think about what games am I definitely going to keep, just one is just like it's so easy to teach. I want to have games in my collection that I can teach my parents. You know, they've actually played it and they've enjoyed it. And it's fun. It's very simple. You know, your classic, trying to give a hint. Everyone gives a hint. If they write the same hint, they put it down. It's a very simple, but I think ingenious concept. And so for me, and it's also a thing where you can just, if you're worried about running out of cards, it can literally be any word, you know? So there's not really, for me, it's just a really fun, simple idea. I like having these kinds of party games because not everyone's going to want to play Dune Imperium, you know? Although I would love to make my parents play Dune Imperium. I'm sure they'd love that, but yeah. So yeah, that's just one is on the list for me.
I do like that this game, you can have people jump into the game halfway through.
Yeah.
And then just mosey out. That's fantastic. You can just kind of play.
Right.
You don't have to commit. You can jump in for literally a round if you walk by. Be like, okay, cool. Keep on going.
And what's nice about the game too is there's different like levels of I could play with anybody here and have a great time, but then you can also play with close friends, and then the stupid in-jokes come into play
Yes.
where you're like, oh, okay, I think if I reference this thing, they'll make the leap. Like those kinds of things. It's why, so for example, Codenames is not on this list, but Just One I think scratches that itch of like creative hint giving things that, okay, can I give a hint that speaks to this person? And it's simpler, faster, and I think more fun. Although I like Codenames, but yeah.
My number 7 is also just one.
What?
Okay.
And you picked Yinch?
What an idiot.
Come on.
I also considered code names, but just one works. My daughter has it in her backpack everywhere we go.
Yeah.
Again, Z's right. Everyone just jumps in and out. You play it. I think it's supposed to be 7 rounds. It's never 7 rounds.
Right.
It's like 222 rounds. So you're like, okay, we really got to play something else at this point. And it just works. It's such a phenomenal game, and I wish I had designed it because it seems so simple.
Yeah.
And yet, I think it's one of the most accessible party games. Definitely not overrated, but a very good game.
Yeah, I really like it a lot.
That's our number 7. Just one.
Our number 7.
I got it.
Yeah.
I got it.
Number 6.
My number 6 is one of the games I played here. And by the way, we need, Tom, a new copy in the library of Abyss.
Oh, okay.
Isn't it expensive?
No, you can. Pandasaurus just reprinted it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those cards are.
Stop playing it so much.
Yeah, well, that's true. I do teach it and play it quite a bit. But yeah, Abyss is just a very cool setting. It has a little bit of that King of Tokyo thing, where I can get you in the door because of the look, because of the setting, this underwater kingdom with these amazing pieces of art. But then the card play and the set collecting that happens in it, that idea that is central to its core of the more I do for me on my turn, the more I'm leaving for you kind of thing. I missed something, I guess. Oh, was it the Bruno picture? Is that what it was? The Pearl, got it. So I really like the gameplay in it, that idea, and it's just fun, and it develops in interesting ways where somebody races out ahead sometimes, but then somebody over there gets a military lord and shuts them down for a little bit. It has great ebbs and flows. You have abilities that are really amazing or hindering, but then you get a location and shut them down. So you know things kind of come and go. The whole game sort of feels like it's based on that idea, and I enjoy that feeling very, very much. So yeah, my number 6, Abyss.
Does the Pandasaurus one keep the same cover?
I think they did. I think
That's
it's the
like
same thing.
such a great cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the original printing, they did, what was it, like 5 alternate
different
covers?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you would just, it was a nightmare online because online stores, if you bought a copy of Abyss, they were like, we will not pick the one you want. You're getting a random one. We cannot deal with this.
Yeah.
But now the only official cover is that one, yeah.
I mean, look at that.
Yeah,
That's great.
Good. Look at them.
Yeah.
Very disapproving.
Number 6 for me is in a similar vein to just one. Number 6 is So Clover.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah. For me, this one also, like, again, not to bag on Codenames, because I do think Codenames is good, but So Clover has that I love seeing, I think it's very satisfying giving the clues, or writing the clues for those who don't know what it is, basically, you've got the clover, and then they're randomly distributed, and then there's one fake one thrown in at random you don't know about, and you have to write a clue on each of the leaves to try to get the other people to put them in the right configuration on the clover. And this one I tried, I forget, maybe at a con. The name is so stupid, So Clover, but I was like, what is this? But when I played it, I was like, wow, this is really, it's funny, it's engaging, and I don't know, just for me seeing or thinking about, okay, well, if it was these two words, they would write this word instead, right? It's that classic code names, a style of, well, okay, of course the logic has to make sense for all 4. It's not super difficult unless you're playing with the wrong people. But I think overall, this one also has a lot of staying power in that you can just jump right in, really easy to teach, and I don't know, I was very impressed by this one as a party game.
I think
I
my
agree.
favorite part of So Clover is whenever I write all my clues, I hand it over, and then I didn't remember to read the inner words.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, well, it's got to be the horse. He rode saddle. I'm like, I did not read the word horse because it wasn't one of the ones on the outside. Didn't check for that, And that always gets me. I always spend at least the very first round. I'm like, oh, yeah.
There's like other words on the
I should
on the
check
squares,
everything
yeah.
else. That is a great one.
My number 7, Mike DeLisio is both incorrect and correct. He is correct that there is a trick-taking renaissance going on.
Oh, my. That's the first time he's admitted it.
Well, yeah, but I'm couching it in some,
Okay, go
some
ahead.
caveats here.
Okay.
It's not as a renaissance as much as it is like now we're just being flooded with it.
Got it.
Nonsense.
It's like a trick-taking cataclysm.
Yeah, that's good. But he's incorrect in the flash in the pan thing. Just one. Undersea, I think we will still be playing in 10 years, or at least I will still be playing it. The crew. Why did I say just
They made
one?
an Undersea just one. I gotta
Yeah,
play.
baby.
Do we all play underwater?
I like
I'm reading my
that.
things
With
together
scuba
here.
gear?
You're giving
Crew.
clues.
Sorry, the crew. Yeah. I got the name right.
Yeah.
Okay, so the crew, though, there's a lot of trick-taking games, and if you are in this cult that is playing all of them, over and over again, you might be feeling a bit fatigued right now, like I am. There's a new trick-taking game. I'm like, what does this one do differently? And they're getting to the point now. I just played one over this weekend, and they're like, this one does 4 things differently. And by the end, we were like, okay, I think we got it. The crew is cooperative. That's great. You're working together, and it's just so simple and smooth, and yet I think offers really, really deep play. And I could put either crew on here. I picked Deep Sea because I think it offers more than the original one, and in a very simple way. Instead of these missions with a bunch of text no one ever reads, like, captain's lost on the planet. And people are like, what? This is a trick-taking game.
Yeah.
In Deep Sea, you just draw some cards and you do it. There's still that text. Does anyone read that text when they play the crew? Yeah, I mean, did you finish? I mean, my kids are like, shut up, just play the game. But I like this a lot, and I think this is the one trick-taking game I think of all these copycats. Like, do you think or you guys, do you think that any trick-taking game that's come out in the last 3 years is going to be around in 10 years that people will still be playing?
Oh, maybe Cat in the Box, but I don't know about
Right,
the
maybe
rest.
Cat in the Box, maybe Rebel Princess. But
haven't
the
played
rest
that
of them
one
are
yet.
all going to be forgotten.
Sure.
But
Is-
the crew will not.
Is the crew? I've played the space one. I haven't finished it. Is this one also a campaign? The Deep Sea.
Sort of. I mean,
like a series of missions. Like
yes, but you don't. But this one makes it so you don't even do that. You just draw some cards, and so the missions are like this time. Draw 4 cards. Next mission, hey, you're never going to guess what it is.
Okay.
How about 5?
so.
So
So it doesn't have the book or anything like that.
no, it still has the book.
Oh, okay.
But it literally is stupidity like that.
Okay.
They're like,
now
this
draw
time-
6. Now
How about 6, and then maybe.
okay.
There's some minor things. I played the same mission I think 25 times.
Okay. So for you, you're not focused on I want to do every single one.
No,
See, I love that.
some of them are too hard.
skill issue.
I'm not here for skill. I'm here for fun. See, I'm not number 1 ranked on Board Game Arena for a reason.
I do really like the crew from what I've played, though. I think it's very, very fun. Yeah, I was curious when you picked it because for me, I guess I'm just so wrapped up in like, oh, it's like a series of missions. So wouldn't you, so you have not done all the missions in either version?
Never will.
Willingly. Okay.
You're
like,
deliberately.
you've got the ones you like, and you're like,
There's one that's a timed one. No.
I love that stuff. I love weird challenges like that. But interesting. Okay, I'm glad to hear though that it has lasting power though, even without because that was something that kind of made me go, would I put this on? Because what if I do them all? Will I want to play them again? But that's good to hear because a game I'm really enjoying. Have either of you played Bomb Busters?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
I
feel the same way. I'm never going to play all the missions in Bomb Busters. Ever.
So you just play what, like the first 5 or something?
Well, like 9.
Oh, okay.
It really gets good at 10.
Number 10, top 10 bomb busters missions.
That's when you know we're starting to scratch the bottom of the
That's
barrel.
real bottom of the barrel stuff.
But that one's really fun. That one also like took me by surprise by how engaging it was. But okay, yeah. But the Crew is a great choice.
I will say Bomb Busters is the one thing that makes me give pause to the Crew. They're not the same, though, because one is logic and the other is trick-taking.
right.
But,
If you haven't played this one, the Deep Sea one, you really should.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a big Crew fan.
Okay.
And the second one is much better, in my opinion.
I played a bit of it on Board Game Arena. I'm trying to remember the differences, but I remember it was something about the setup that was more elegant, from what I remember.
yeah, you just draw some cards.
Yeah, I do.
What are you ranked?
They don't rank cooperative games on there.
That would be funny.
You are the best friends on Board Game Arena. You are the most cooperative in the world. But yeah, Crew is a
That
great
would be
game.
nice.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I agree.
Number 5.
Okay, all right. Take it down a notch.
Number 5.
Thank you. All right, my number 5 is another one I played here. This is one of my favorite games of all time, 51st State. 51st State is a lovely game about the end of the world and rebuilding a little piece of it. You are going to be collecting cards, building those cards, generating a little engine, and trying to race to 25 points. That's kind of it. It has resource management at its core to the point that at the end of every round, any resource you didn't use gets magically wiped away. And when you first tell people that, they're like, wait, what? I'm like, get good. You got to use it. If you
Skill
earned
issue,
it, you got to generate it for a reason. And that's when that clicks, then everybody's like, oh, okay, that's interesting. I can't just make stuff and keep it, and eventually I'll get an engine going. You sort of balance both of those plates at the same time. Really love it. It's a cool theme, which I do like, that post-apocalyptic, kind of punky stuff. And then the card play is fascinating. I've liked this game for a long, long time. I liked this game back when it came out the first time, which was a very different game, just called 51st State, and they came out with a sequel called New Era, back when it was a standalone box. And then eventually got reworked into what I'm really talking about here is that sort of new edition of the game. If you've never played it, I recommend it. It's a great card game. My number 5.
Yeah, I assume you like it more than something like Imperial Settlers, just because the theme is better for you.
Yeah, they're very close, but I do prefer this
Imperial Settlers is too cheerful and uplifting.
one. Yeah, no, those little cute people, get out of here.
Yeah. You want elimination and
Yes.
despair.
Yeah.
Respect it. My number 5. Okay, so this is where my comment on minis is gonna bite me.
Warhammer 40K.
I love Zombicide, Black Plague, and Green or Green Horde. Ooh, no. Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, no, that's good, yeah.
For me, listen, sometimes I just want to throw a bunch of dice and just have a good time. And for me, the fact I'm not that guy who has like every single expansion, though, although I do have a lot of expansions. I think just it's something about it's co-op, which is always fun. My friends and I, we actually do this thing where like we play through the missions as if it were like a legacy style game, and
Yeah,
if
they are written that way, right?
they're written in that way.
Yeah.
But I feel like,
Tom does not do it. He hates it. He rebels against it.
I will
Right,
never
Tom?
finish.
you'll never play all of the
Never do
missions
it.
in
I'll play them
Zombicide.
Wait,
backwards
so
if
do
I
you
have
name all the people, and when they die, then you're like, well, there goes Joe?
They have names
Well, they ha-
already,
they-
Tom. What's wrong?
They do have names, but yeah, if the character dies, we can't use them again.
Oh, I do like that. That's fun.
It's fun, right? And I mean, we're such nerds about it because we also. Oh my!
You burn the minis?
Come on, no.
That's a great idea. Like we also, and this might be part of why it's just such a weird, fun experience for us. We like log because when we're playing, we're also riffing and just like like when things happen, like because it's a game that's full of like funny things happen, right? Like
Yeah.
sometimes like you can't open a door because you can't roll the right die, or sometimes like you open a door and 20 zombies pour out or whatever. So to us, it feels the way we play it, just like cinematic. And then we actually, this is gonna sound very nerdy, but I'm at Dice Tower East. What do I say?
Safe.
Yeah.
It's a safe space. It's a very safe space.
Yeah. We even like go, okay, treat it like a TV show, and we write down descriptions of what happened each session, and we cast actors for all the different and then we're like, okay, what's the or the real reason why? This person got too famous and like had to do movies or something like that. That's why they fill out the character. But I don't know. It's just something about it, even though it's not like crazy complex. It's a very simple game. I think just the way it's presented, it's fun to just find items. All right, get over there. Watch out, they're coming. Bam, bam, bam. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Like, and then specifically for me, Black Plague, Green Horde is like. Have you? I don't know how familiar you guys are.
Oh yeah,
with this.
I'm very familiar with those.
Yeah, Green Horde has that really fun mechanic where just suddenly, bam, like
Building up the pile.
Yeah, a big pile of the zombies can just appear at once. And it's funny because I'm not really like a fantasy like fan or anything like that, but that theme is more appealing to me than the like modern day stuff.
Okay.
I actually don't really play the regular Zombicide. I do have like the space one on like in my
Invader. Yeah.
I haven't played it yet. There's like a Western one. There's like a Marvel one. But for me, I do want to play through I've played through I think all of Black Plague. I've played a lot of it.
Well, I know the new best one that's kind of coming out now is called White Death.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
in the same sort of fantasy line.
I think it's another standalone in the fantasy line.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So
That's a good one.
Yeah. If you
It's gonna
let
be hard to find actors to cast as these like living tigers, though.
well, I'll just cast myself then. Yeah. All right.
All right, my number 5 is going back to simplicity. This is my pick for the abstract game that I'll be playing in 10 years, and I'm going to say Onitama.
Okay.
Every time I think about Onitama, I was just talking to someone. I was at a homeschool convention here in Orlando several years ago, and I set up a booth and was just teaching games to random people. And teenage boy after teenage boy would come by, and I'd be like, "Do you like chess?" And they'd be like, "Yes." Serious. They're very, very serious young men playing chess. And I would teach them Onitama, and it was fun to watch how they were like, "This is actually good." Like, yes, there are other good games. But that crossover appeal to people who like chess, and yet this game it seems so small, and yet it just plays over and over again so easily and so simply. Just 5 cards per game, but every game is different. I mean, millions of different game combinations, but it still works really well. And so I just really like this one. I think it's an elegant production. I don't want them to remake it. It's perfect kind of the way it is. So that's Onitama.
Yeah.
Number 4.
You went to all that number to make a list. All the effort, Z.
I know.
You could have
okay?
just read numbers.
This was harder than what you're doing.
I'm sorry.
Just kidding. All right, my number 4 is another big epic miniatures game. Talking about too many miniatures. Oh boy. This is Cthulhu Death May Die.
Oh, okay.
Cthulhu Death May Die. So good. Just played it, I think, yesterday. Had a fantastic time.
Did you win?
We did win.
Ooh, nice.
We did win, yeah.
Did you kill Cthulhu?
No, we played against what was the guy? Where's Mike Heller? Mike Heller's probably in here. Ithaquah or whatever. Yeah, that the wind dude, the wind walker or something. It was fun. It was great. The game is just fantastic because, again, I guess I prioritize and really do enjoy simplicity in games, even when a game seems overwhelming, even when there is a lot of moving bits and giant minis and all that stuff. If underneath that there is some simplicity, I very much gravitate towards and appreciate that. And if you've played Death May Die even once, you can literally look down at your player board and there's a breakdown of your turn. We didn't look in the rule book once. Because it's all right there. All your abilities are in front of you, written out. So, no disrespect to Zombicide, but I don't have to go in the rule book to find out what Bloodlust +2 means.
Yeah, that is one of the things that is annoying. Yeah.
There's a lot of those, and so this one, the abilities are written in front of me. I can level them up as I go insane, which is very fun also. And the game gives me that same Zombicide thing with the cinematic nature. They're all like walking in and shotgunning elder ones. You're like, what? You're not. What are you doing? So it has that feel to it very much, and it's just kind of easy to get into. You're chucking handfuls of dice by the end of the game. You're at death's door. The whole thing is bombastic. It's cinematic. It's fun. It's cultists just keep showing up, and you keep sending them back. That's fun.
Sending
to
them back
me.
where?
You know where. Back to the well. So yeah, for me, number 4, Cthulhu: Death May Die.
I do think it should be required by board game law if your game has a certain number of steps to have a reference card.
Yes.
Whenever there's the rare game that doesn't, you're like, what are you doing?
Yes,
Like,
I
Did you
agree.
just say rare game that doesn't?
it doesn't come up that often. There's usually something. So when it happens, it really strikes me as like, what are you doing? Like, why? Yeah.
Someone just laughing. There's a game, I forget what it was, that it said it was going through the setup and it said optional, hand each player a reference card.
Every game should have them.
Yes.
Number 4 for me is 3 games, so it might be cheating, but that's
Yeah, we
fine.
do it all-
I'm
we do it all
fairly
the time.
certain
Okay,
that's-
yeah.
no, that's 3.
For me, it's the Azul first 3 games. For me, Azul,
Wait,
do like
hold
that
on.
you-
That is 3 very different games.
yeah.
Checkmate.
I think for me, so with Azul, Stained Glass Sintra, and Summer Pavilion?
Yes.
Yeah. To me, if I'm being totally honest, the first game, it's good. But,
Wow.
Yeah, but but for me, it's like I view it as like a teaching tool tutorial, so that I can play the other two, which I like way more. I don't know. Do you?
They're really different.
I like the
Sintra's my
second one,
favorite.
Sintra. Yeah, that's my favorite.
I think if I had to pick a favorite, it might be Sintra, just because there is a lot of really fun mechanics in that.
It's also the
But
meanest. So mean.
I do. I mean, that's the best part of, I think, most Azul games is just there is that meanness of leaving like, oh, there's 8 blue tiles in the middle. Enjoy. But yeah. So I have to keep the first game just to introduce the drafting. Right. Here are the little circles. Grab goes in the middle. Grab from the middle. But with a lot of Azul for me has that thing where. Because it's the row fills up and the game's done. Like, I hate that. For me, that's the problem with like base Clank as well. It's like anyone could just, if they wanted, rush the game. Whereas I think with Stained Glass, with Summer Pavilion,
You don't get that yet.
there are set number of rounds, and you get to have like, okay, this is a satisfying. I forget how many rounds, like 8 rounds or 9 rounds. You get to have your fill. And I do think it is fun how they take that central drafting mechanic, but then they do kind of, okay, this one feels very distinct, the stained glass one. I think Summer Pavilion might be my favorite because I just love the combos in that a lot. But it is fun to introduce someone and go, hey, all right, here's the first one. Now let's play. You like that one? Let's try this one. Oh, you like that one? This one. And there's not a 4th one. Don't worry about the Queen. Do you guys like the Queens?
I've never
it's
played
trash.
it. I've heard so much bad. I have never played it.
I was.
But you forgot chocolate.
Come on now.
You know what's funny was we own the chocolate. It's too cute. We gotta have that one. But for me, the Queen's what is it?
Garden, I think.
That's how much I care
Right?
about it that I remember the name of it.
Yeah.
It was pretty disappointing for me. Another series that is not on the list, but I like that. It's also fun to kind of show like, oh, you like this one is Gone Shun Clever, or that's pretty
Yeah.
clever. Like that's fun too, where it's like, oh, here's the first one. You like that one? We can bring out other ones like that. So I think that's why, for me, it's going to stick around because, especially sometimes if it's like, oh, we just want a simple game, Just pull out Azul. You never played Azul? Let's play Azul. You like that? And move on through the steps.
It has a little bit of that timeless feel.
Yeah.
There's no cards with actions. There's no funky powers. Those
Right.
things, while I love them, they kind of tend to date a game a little bit.
Yeah.
And it could have come out it could have come out 40 years ago, and you'd be like, that's great. It doesn't feel like it.
One of the things we talked about with Just One was that you can play it anywhere, all over the place, and that's kind of how I feel about my next pick here. My number 4 here is Dixit.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Dixit, I mean, again, you mentioned, there's so many different games and party games. Shelf 15 here, that's all party games, and I'm always sticking new ones on. But Dixit kind of brought that new idea in, hey, say whatever you want, get a lot of people to guess it, but not all of them. And about 50 party games copied that. And they're like, but listen, what if we add drug-addled, art into the mix? And
I thought you were going to say players. That'll be great, I
well,
guess.
that's possible,
yeah.
I suppose. But that combination works so well to the point where other companies were like, just give us that artwork and we'll make some game around it. But it became distinctive, and it still stands the test of time. If you haven't seen the one that came out a couple years ago, the Disney Dixit, it's phenomenal.
Really? Okay.
It mixes Disney-esque artwork into this weird...
Is it still like surreal looking?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You could hate Disney and play it.
Oh, interesting. Okay. With your Dixit stuff, do you just mix it all into one big box?
I do. In
Okay.
fact, in the library here, if you haven't seen it, we've mixed the cards from Dixit, Muse, Detective Club, one giant box. We put sleeves in the back of them so you can play them with whatever game you want.
But the theme ones don't feel distracting, like they fit right in terms of like
It
feel.
depends how strict you are about
Sure.
the consistency of art, of which you can tell I am not.
I'm such a snob about that stuff that if I have it all, I think, in one box, but if I get the cards from one set, like the artwork from the original, artist, later on it was somebody else, that you put them side by side, I'm like, no, let's redeal. You know what I mean? Like I need it to be congruent. They're both great art styles. They're just not the same. And it's good. You're like, no, change it.
It doesn't bother me, but just some of the best. Dixit works on so many levels. You can play it with a bunch of people who are raucous and not putting a lot of thought into having a good time, and you can also play with people who are being very clever with their clues. You mentioned the in jokes.
Right.
In Dixit, they're fantastic because you can say something, and 3 people at the table know what you're talking about, and the 4th person's like, "What? What's so funny?" And you're like,
points for me,
points there,
baby.
sucker.
Nice. That's a great choice, honestly. Like I think the art is obviously great, but yeah, that mechanic of just make sure many people get it, but not everybody is
Yeah, I love that.
That's such an underrated mechanic. I haven't pulled out. I mean, I also do the same thing where I just throw it all together because I do like the
Thank
randomness.
you.
That's a thing that I like.
I get it. I picked Yinch. Gosh, guys.
Yeah, I haven't pulled out Dixit in a while. I need to just bring it out more. I don't know why I never think to bring it up, but I still have it. I still love the game a lot. I'm gonna play Dixit again. Yeah.
Ooh,
you've reignited. You've reignited the spark.
Happen live.
Yeah.
Wow.
Number 3.
That was a good one. Number 3 for me is every Marvel game ever. If we're doing this, then I'm changing up my
Okay,
list.
yeah,
Here we
go
go.
for it.
Every game that's ever featured Marvel, the intellectual property of Marvel.
Oh, really? I could give you 10 games.
That I wouldn't want to play forever.
That is
you mean?
correct.
Yeah, play for 10? Yeah, fair. Okay, fine. I'll just pick one. Marvel United.
Wow. That's 2 CMON games in a row.
Yes.
You're
Okay,
doing
yeah, it's
groupings
just
in this top 10.
I really am. It's weird. This was not conscious. Marvel United again has that sort of, and some of these games made it on the list because yes, I love them. I play them all the time. I really enjoy them. But also the bench is so deep. In 10 years, I'm still going to be opening drawers and finding characters I haven't played with yet. You know what I mean? It's Marvel United. I mean, good night. There's so much out there already, and there's more coming, right? I mean, so hopefully, too soon. So I really do enjoy. There's so many modes of play. It has that great fun cooperation in it. It's one that I'm able to play alone if I want to, and my brain doesn't leak out of my ear. I can run 3 characters in that easy. I need 3 card racks. I'm good. I can do it. You know, if you're playing Zombicide alone, that's 6 characters, all with keywords and a lot going on. When I played Black Plague, I used to play solo sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'd be happy when one of them would bite the dust. Be like, ooh.
Like,
Yes,
finally.
I can run 5. You know what I mean? It's a little bit of that guy is gone. Great sacrifice.
The paperwork is over.
Yeah. I can file that one away. So for me, Marvel United is just a blast. It's just pure fun. I know a lot of people out there are like, oh, it's too simple. If it is, then that's fine. Don't play it. I can fill in my own imagination the missing parts. I'll take care of it. That's my number 3.
I think there's nothing wrong with simple, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm being totally honest, and this might be sacrilegious, for me, that on BGG, 1 to 3 is perfect. If it's above 3, I'm like, this better be really good.
Right.
In terms of
about the weight
the
scale?
complexity level.
That's a piece of trash at scale.
We should talk about
Do you
that
think
more.
do you
We should
really
talk
think
about
it's
the
a piece
weight
of
on
trash?
BGG more.
I think it's actually very useful.
People there are idiots who do those ratings.
I don't know. I for me, it's been pretty accurate. Sometimes you'll get some
It's
weird
very
numbers.
good.
But for me, it's like the bet.
I'm teasing him because he hates that, and it just came up the other day. So
Okay, yeah. How do you feel about it?
I never look at it.
Really?
Yeah, I just kind of don't. I can tell if it's heavy because it says Barrage on the cover. Yeah, no, I just never kind of check.
It's all rated by a bunch of people who think that Ark Nova is a light game. That's why I hate it
Medium
so much.
light, Tom. Medium light.
For me, it is the most useful feature because sometimes I'll go, oh, this is actually not as crazy as it looks.
Okay.
I have found, and you could argue that that's like, I don't know, like maybe just me following the number and thinking, oh, but I don't know. For me, it's every now and then, sometimes it'll not feel exactly right. But for me, if it's like a 4 or up, I'm like, oh,
There's
boy.
no-
Do
Almost
you
never a
add your
4 or
own
up.
values then? Do you add to the data pool?
What's funny is I don't actually.
It's not funny. It's
User.
sad.
User.
Yeah, we're just going to derail this entire thing and talk
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
We don't even know what time. Like, what's the game?
Yeah, but yeah, no. For me, we're talking about simplicity. For me, if it's like a 1 to 3, like a complexity level, that's like perfect. It means I can bring it out often. Dune Imperium, I guess, is one of the exceptions. I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, we're doing top 10 or something. Anyway,
Who cares?
number 3 for me is Clank Catacombs. For me,
that was a whole lead up into that. That's not that.
No,
Simple.
We were
No,
just
no,
still
I was
talking.
I'm talking.
We're talking, Tom.
We're just having fun conversation.
Sorry.
Gosh.
I'll shut up.
As you can tell, I'm a big deck building guy, and I know some people it's not their cup of tea, but I really like it. And Catacombs is like, I really liked Clank in Space a lot. I felt like it fixed a lot. I wish Clank had I mentioned that Clank can just be done really quickly. Clank in Space has a set amount of time. You have to hit to the end, come back. But again, it's that randomization of the tiles, and there's a new Kickstarter now that's just gonna adding more stuff to it. For me, the games where it's just like, hey, here's a box with more stuff you can randomize in, not changing the game into something more annoying or something I'm never gonna play again. Here's just more content, throw it in. That's what I want. And I'm also playing Clank Legacy, the second one. I don't know if either of you are
Yeah,
either of
we
you
played.
Clank fans?
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially this one. Catacombs is my
Yeah.
the one. The
Yeah,
only one I have
Catacombs
now.
is the best.
To me, I'm like, I don't even know if I need to keep base Clank anymore. Like, to me,
This isn't like an Azul situation.
for me, it's just, if Clank 1 just didn't have that if they escape early, that really kills it for
Yeah.
me. But Catacombs, amazing. I love it a lot. And then the new Legacy stuff has been a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that you won't play in 10 years because you'll be done.
No, I'll be done. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, my number 3 is a game that I thought when it came out it was kind of an instant classic, although quite a large game. Fortunately, last year they made a smaller version of it. But I think this game, so simple, so good, I'll still be playing it 10 years, and that is Foundations of either Rome or Foundations of Metropolis. I know this game is good, if only because it weighs a metric ton and people still drag it out of the library. It's always checked out, being played. But Foundation of Metropolis is the exact same game. And that simple grid, giving you flashbacks to Battleship and things like that, but also placing the tiles, it feels really satisfying. It's very interactive. You get to build a tableau. It's easy to play. I think it's a brilliant design. I think it's one of the best designs ever, but I still find it to be fun. Just entertaining each time I play it. So, obviously, this is part of Dice Tower Essentials. It's only the second one on this list that is thus, but the last one. I just think it's a great game. I really do, and I think people, or at least I'll still be playing it in 10 years.
Which one do you prefer? Or are they exactly the same?
They are exactly the same gameplay.
Okay.
I prefer the big one because those chunky plastic buildings are just amazing.
Okay.
I just wish the box had a handle. I mean, you pick it up and you're like, I got to carry this cube of doom. Someone needs to invent, Tony Stark should be involved with board game box design where it just basically it's in my hand and I shoot it on the table and then it opens up.
And it just sets up on its own.
That'd be great.
That'd be great.
I don't need a suit. I want a suitcase when I throw it on the table. It sets the whole game up.
Wow, so you're taking Stark technology and using it to set up board games faster.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is war better?
He got over that. He cut it out.
Yeah, well, you didn't see the fourth movie. If he had lived, he would have made board games.
Bomb shaming is what I'm hearing.
Number 2.
My number 2 is another game that has that insane amount of content, honestly, and the replayability that comes with that. This is Unmatched. Unmatched is so fun. There are so many characters. There are so many different funny, crazy matchups. There's so many fun stories you can tell yourself in your head if you're like me. Why are these people meeting in this battlefield? If you want to engage in that. Or you can just look at mechanisms, and that'll be super fun. You can just say, this character is good at healing back up Dracula. That's my BFF. And you can just play it that way. But I love the artwork in the game is tremendous, and that fun card play. That is a little bit of bluffing, a little bit of hand management, some tactical moving on the board, and just engaging and fun every time, I prefer the game at 2, but it's a great 3-player game also. You can play with 4 if you want to. There's so much to it. And they keep coming out with content, so it's one of those things that, hopefully it's still going in 10 years. I'd be fine with that, but even if they stopped today, there's already so much.
Yeah.
I can go back and enjoy that stuff forever. So my number 2, Unmatched.
I'm really looking forward to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes. Are they doing one?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a great choice. That's one of those games. I have a friend who that's his game.
Yeah.
Like he has every single set. Now, how do you feel about something like Dice Throne?
I like Dice Throne fine. I think Dice Throne gets in its own way with all the timing, windows, specificity. I'm normally much for specificity, but
yeah.
Wow, is there a lot of sort of step 3.1.2, do this. And I'm like, good night. This should be a little bit more,
Yeah. I'm with you there. Unmatched is more elegant, I think, in its card play.
Sure.
But they do, because the reason why I bring it up is Dice Throne just feels like King of Tokyo plus Unmatched equals Dice Throne.
It does.
Yeah.
I don't think, I would say that the sum of the parts there is not greater than the whole. Is that the saying? Yeah.
And then how is the co-op one? I haven't played it.
The co-op one's great, and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one is actually going to be one of those co-op ones. But you can take them out of there and just match them up, too.
Okay.
You can take anybody else and throw them into the co-op.
Okay.
It's kind of, I don't want to cheat or anything on my list, but it's kind of 2 games in one.
But you just teach them one and then brush it off, and here's the real one.
That's what it is. You teach you this. Wipe it away. This is the real game. No, they're both great.
My number 2, I completely forgot was on this list, and I already talked too much about it, and it's Perudo, or Liar's Dice.
Hey!
Yeah. I was just so excited to see that it was on your list.
Yeah.
And that I was like, oh, and by the way, I'm the number 1 on Board Game Arena. I should have just saved it for now. Yeah.
You still somehow managed to bring it up.
Yeah, that's true.
Good.
Thank you. But yeah, I won't spend too much time on it. It's just a great game. It's easy to teach, very satisfying. Okay, I'll ask one question. Do you prefer, like when you play, there's like 2 modes. It's like you can change.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Do you play it where you can't change the die value lower, or you can change the die value anytime when you bid higher?
Oh, I see. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about something else, which I'll get to. When you go up in the bid, the number can go down. Like if you say,
Okay.
is that what you mean? Like if
Yes.
you say 4 6s, I can then say 5 2s.
Yeah.
Is that
Do
what
you
you mean?
play that way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I learned it where you can't change the die value to be lower than what the previous bid.
Ooh.
So you should
Spicy.
try. You should try it sometime because it makes it. It's a more aggressive form, and I think that's the default on Board Game Arena. But it's like if you go 5s, the next person can't go lower than 5s in the die value.
Even if they
Never
have 10
played like
twos?
that.
Sorry.
Oh, that's weird.
It's weird, but it's very. It's I don't know. I tend to like that kind of very. All right.
Well, you are number 1, so we'll accept. You
must be
gotta
right. Now, here's the thing I do like using. There's a rule in there that some editions have and some don't, where after you make a bid, you're allowed to reveal your cup, set some dice aside, at least 1, and you have to re-roll the rest. Again, at least 1. I love that rule.
Wait,
Do
say
you
that
use
again? Actually, that's wow. There's so many rules in this that I thought you were talking about something else. What
Yeah.
is the rule?
So after
we're gonna
you
spend
make-
5 hours on this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah.
After you make the bid, right?
Yeah.
So 4 6s.
Yeah.
I can then reveal my cup. There's 1 6 in there. That's why I said 4 6s. I can put that 6 outside, re-roll the rest. And I usually don't even look. I give them that whole like, let's go. I know there's 3 more in there, even though I only have 2 dice left.
You can do that at any time.
You can do that anytime you make a new bid, and you have to have at least 1 die that comes out, and at least 1 you re-roll.
I've never heard of that. That's
Fantastic. So the
really
numbers
interesting.
can get a little crazy. You can do this, like, pushing your luck in the middle of Liar's Dice.
Or if you're just kind of like
Fantastic.
stuck, I guess, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
maybe I can just make my dice a little better.
Yeah. You have to
Wow.
remove something, so you won't get to re-roll it all. But yeah, you can do that too.
I think it just goes to show how good this game is, though, because there's the other thing you can do where it's like, I think I think my bid is exactly right. Do you know about this?
No.
It's oh my. This is why it's number 2. It's like there's so many versions of this. There's a rule you can add where so did I even explain what this is? Who here doesn't know what this game is? And you're like, why are they talking about this for 6 hours? It's so for the 2 people who don't know what it is. It's like you roll dice, you put them under cups, and then it's like, okay, I think underneath all the cups there's this many 5s. And then the next person goes and they have to bid higher, or they call your bluff. And then if they call your bluff, you reveal whoever's wrong loses a dice. It's a simple bluffing elimination game. But there is a rule you can add. I haven't tried it, where if, let's say, you bid 5 6s, I can be like, I think there are exactly 5 6s, and like reveal and see if and then that's a way, because sometimes you can get stuck, especially in the way I play, where you have to bid higher and higher.
Right.
that's your
well, it's
fault.
good at the end of the game. I can see this rule being
I'm
good
telling
when
you,
you're-
Tom, it's
when you're down to
fun.
2 people,
It's-
that could be an interesting rule, especially.
Right, yeah. And then I think you can get like a dice back or something like that, depending on if you're
What?
correct.
You can heal?
Yeah.
Guys, you can heal in Liar's Dice now. What a world we live in.
We need
You know?
Perudo Legacy. That's what we need.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, you're stickering the dice?
I would actually play.
I
would play Liar's Dice.
I said that as a
Legacy so
joke,
much.
but I would play
Let's
that
go.
in a heartbeat.
Bring
Richard
the
Borg is at
parents
this
back.
convention.
Oh.
Anyway, if you haven't played Perudo or Liar's Dice, play it. It's great. You got to play it at least once. They play it in Pirates of the Caribbean 2
Yeah,
or
what are you
whatever.
guys doing?
You got to play it.
Although I do love that in that movie they played one round and they were like, game's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pirates. All right, my number 2 is the only game I played here at this con, and we have 4 copies of it set up. It's 150 years old at this point in time. That is Crocodile.
Oh.
Yes.
Now, I think I'm getting more and more attuned to Crocodile. I know that my dexterity game of choice is Pitch Car, but I play that twice a year. Crocodile we can play much more often now since we have it hanging on the wall at the Dice Tower studio. Pull down, it's pretty easy to play. And I'm starting to really enjoy it more, although I went to Origins and played against the number 6 ranked in the world.
Ooh.
Well, it wasn't as fun as you think. He would like
Well, do you
shoot it.
play? Do you play with the optional rule where you go, "Oh, sorry, that sucked. Let me shoot again." That's how I play. If you play with me, be ready, okay?
But I really do think it's classic. We have really funky dexterity games out there that are awesome and silly and fun and interesting. But Crocodile stands the test of time. It really does. I think it's a very elegant game. People play in different levels. Fortunately, most people who are good will not cross my path. I just play against people and like, oh, this is fun.
Sounds like a threat.
We play in studio, and some people are better than others, but we're all in a similar zone
Right.
too. Like when you play that person who they're like, oh, I didn't get it in the middle. You're like, that doesn't never happen to me, except on a very good day. But I think it's a strong game, and I think I'll still be playing it in 10 years.
Nice.
Yeah.
And finally, number 1.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Good night.
They start leaving. All right.
We're here.
Can't
We
get
got what
better.
we came for. Yeah.
Yeah.
My number 1 is maybe a little bit of a cop-out again because it's a game that has a lot of content. It has many things that I've already mentioned in other games. It's still going strong with somewhat regular releases. This is Marvel Champions. And Marvel Champions...
You think it will still have new content in 10 years?
No, I don't. But there's already so much. Like I said, they could stop today, and I won't try every combination, in 10 years. I couldn't if I played twice a week. There's so many characters already, so many, heroes, so many baddies, so many different ways you can build your deck or customize who you play with, and then you can play true solo, just one character versus the baddie. 2 players, you could run them both, which I can get away with. The game's a little harder to manage, but it's about my threshold running 2. And you can do it. It's a great 2-player game. It's probably my favorite way to play with 2. And the whole thing is engaging. It can be difficult. There's a lot of going on. It also has that sort of threshold for missing keywords, which I'm also kind of persnickety about. I don't love games that there's a lot of, oh, wait, I forgot the thing. If you do that like 3 turns in a row, that game's too complicated. They should have dialed that back so you can play without constant mistakes. I think Marvel Champions sits just on the right side of that line for me. But I really, really enjoy it. It's just a fantastic game. So fun, so engaging. I'll play this for 20 years.
All right.
The irony, hearing what you've said. My number 1 is Marvel Legendary. As it's very clear by my list, I love deck building games. And what's also very funny is I'm not really a Marvel guy. Like I've seen the movies, but I don't really read the comics. For me, what's funny is that for those who haven't played it, it's a co-op deck building game, and it is full of those keywords. That's all the game is, are those keywords.
You have to look in the.
Yeah.
You need a
Yeah.
book because each expansion has different keywords.
Yeah. And so I 100% get why for some people it's like this is too much, like having to memorize all these things. I think for me though, just the schemes in it The scenarios that they are so imaginative. Like there's ones that are like, these two heroes are having a wedding and the villain's trying to stop the wedding. Or this one, in the Captain America one, like this is each part of the city is a Europe country. It's World War II and you're trying to protect it. Like for me, I own every single expansion and I've beaten every single scheme.
You've played every single one?
I have beaten every...
I don't think they've even play tested all of them.
That to me is kind of part of the beauty of Marvel Legendary. Because for me, I've played every hero, I've beaten every mastermind, and I've finished...
You beat Galactus?
Yeah. Galactus sucked.
I'm sorry. He's like, yeah. Is it everyone?
What's funny, though, is Galactus is hard, but the one that's really annoying, I forget his name, is the one that makes you draw like one less card. That one is like the worst one. Your hand size is one card less. It actually is way worse than it sounds. I don't, because I'm not a comics guy, so I don't remember the name of the character. But yeah,
Nobody knows.
Are you looking forward to the revamp? They're doing like a 2.0 this year.
I did not know that.
Yeah, they're coming out with a new edition of this.
It makes all the old stuff obsolete.
Yeah, you can throw it all away.
It doesn't. It's a very minor revamping. They just changed.
They balanced Galactus.
They're matching one of the other games slightly.
Which one? I'm just curious. Is it like the stuff with the movie screen
I stopped
caps?
listening when they said it was minor.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I think it's just mainly a new printing, but they did change the look of the cards. I know that there's complaints in the past of repeat artwork usage in that game. I think that's one of the things they're doing is changing that up.
It's a new base set.
Right.
Everything's backward is compatible.
So it all can still fit in?
Yeah, I think that the starting decks might be slightly different.
I know they did something like that, but yeah.
It matches the MCU one. That's what it does.
Okay, I'm not interested.
Not the screen captures one, right?
Well, I'm not saying the art's good. I'm saying it matches the
I know
deck building.
I know
of
what
it.
you're talking about. Yeah, I feel like it's barely even that. Like it's not even like a real.
Yeah, but they want to make more money, so 2.0.
Right. But yeah, for the it's my favorite game. I have giant boxes with custom dividers of everything. I can just play that game 10 times in a row. Sometimes you die in like 2 seconds.
Do you
so
play
have to,
solo?
No, actually. I've done it before.
So you're dragging other people down this sordid path.
Dragging? No, they love it too. But for me, kind of like with Champions, for you, 2-player is perfect for me.
Yeah.
I think once you have 3 or 4, some games it's just like, okay, I just have to wait longer and it doesn't add to the experience. Whereas with Marvel Legendary, it's like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Yeah, to me, I know it'll be, because I can still play it. I do not get tired of it, even though it has 5,000 keywords, which is usually...
Really does.
Yeah, but I love that game. I'll play it forever.
Very nice.
All right, what do you want me to say? In 10 years, this game will be 60 years old, and I'm still going to be playing it. You know, Cosmic Encounter, man. It's still good today. It's still going to be good in 10 years. I'm actually sad, and I meant to play this one at this con, and it didn't happen. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know if we have time. But just such a classic game. You talk about combinations. I'll never get to all of them. There's a gazillion of them in it, and I'm satisfied with that. They keep saying they're done with expansions, and every 3 or 4 years they're like, well, what we meant was this one. But even though I like the new content, I'm good. If they said there's nothing else, I'm fine. It's a solid game, a ton of stuff, negotiation. Every game is different. And I remember all the games I play. You know, I remember that's that guy who lied to me. You know, yes, it wasn't a game. I remember the game I played one time here where 3 people lied on turn 1. I was like, we're starting off, they all lied. I'm like, well, how do you think the rest of this game is going to go, you know? Well, that was just great. I love it. I've seen lots of people playing it here, having a good time with it, but I know it's kind of I put this on a lot of lists, but you made the topic.
Hey, listen.
And I'll still be playing this in 10 years.
I know. I like hearing this stuff because, I mean, you guys, this is your job. You are having to play board games over and over. So it really means a lot of like, okay, if this is something you're going to play in 10 years, that's got to be a good game, or at least something worth playing at least once. So that's why I like to hear this stuff. This Cosmic Encounter, So it's just like characters. You just throw in different characters.
No, they're races, whole alien races.
Oh, no,
They
yeah,
all
that's
have
what I
the
meant.
Same,
Okay, yeah.
same trait. Everyone's a liar. Everyone's fat and eats a lot of food or whatever it is. You know, they're all. We're very, very basic.
Okay, gotcha.
These guys are huge, but I love that. But then the mix of cards and powers, it's just fantastic.
And are there ones that you still have not played with?
Yes.
Wow. And I think that shows how good it is, because I mean, and why it will stand the test of time, because there's stuff that you haven't even played yet, and it's your like
Yeah, it's
favorite
fantastic.
game. Yeah.
I will say I forgot. I taught it 3 times at this con. Such a game. I should have put Race for the Galaxy on my list, and that's somewhere on there because Race for the Galaxy is just amazing. So I apologize to Race for the Galaxy. Other than that, though, those are ours. Let us know what you. Oh, sorry. I was going to say in the comments. Let us know what you think. This will go online. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another video on the Dice Tower. Hey, do you want to know what's going on with Dice Tower? Do you want to know about our events, our cruises, special things that we're going to do live here in the Dice Tower? Subscribe to Dice Tower Digest. Go to DicetowerDigest.com. It's a newsletter that we send out bi-weekly. We won't use your email for anything else. This is just to get you some information about the Dice Tower so you'll be up to date. Thanks for watching.